back.
Welcome back to Sideshow Con Day 3. This is our live booth tour, Part 2. There's a lot of math in that intro.
Yeah.
I apologize. I didn't realize I was doing that. Welcome back to the booth tour, Part 2. I am Paul. This is Chris.
Hello and welcome back. This is that second part of the day where we go to this other part of the booth. Not so much DC focused. We have so many different things here. We are going to actually just stop bantering and let you get to the booth tour. So, without further delay, Amy, Joshy, take it away.
All right.
What an intro.
I
Way
know.
to go,
Thank you guys
Appreciate it.
so much. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope that you were here this morning, but if you're not, welcome. Hope you guys also saw the art print tour. We had a couple of hints in the gallery at what's coming up. Thank you guys so much for joining us for our DC segment earlier today. We have got so much left to cover in the Day 3 booth. This is the second booth layout that we've had here at Sideshow Con. We wanted to show you guys some of our Marvel Hot Toys early. We are so excited to have these on display so you guys can get a closer look at all of these pieces. And some of these, this is the first time I'm seeing them, first time Josh is seeing them.
Oh, man.
But we've got Marvel and more coming up for you guys. So you're going to want to remember, buckle in like we told you to at the art gallery tour, because this is full throttle Sideshow Con Day 3 booth tour Part 2. A lot of math. Paul was right.
Wow, I was just making fun of him, and then, yeah, that is a lot of math. Get the calculators out.
All right, so let's take it to the world of Marvel television. First,
Disney Plus with this fantastic show, The Falcon and Winter Soldier. The good fine folks at Marvel and Disney. Nate Moore, with a hit on their hands, this was one of my favorite Disney Plus Marvel Studios shows that debuted over this past year. And look at these bad boys. I am so excited. I mean, I know we're looking at Bucky right now, aka the Winter Soldier, but I mean, they are so detailed.
Hot Toys has brought an incredible trio here from the series, and I have a personal affinity for the Captain America Sam Wilson look. That's right about when I started reading Marvel Comics, was when he took over the mantle, Jane Foster took over as Thor, and now to see that as a fully realized cinematic costume in its own series, we're going to see him again in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's amazing. I can't quite put it into words how much it means to me to see that era where I joined being acknowledged and being the focus of these series.
That is my Captain America, and look how cool it is. I mean, we kind of have it posed where the wings are a little folded in, but you could just imagine the wingspan if you just completely, play those bad boys out. But I mean, look at the detail in that costume. I mean, again, Anthony Mackie doing a fantastic job of playing Cap. AKA Sam Wilson. Of course, you have Red Wing over his shoulder. It's just what a fun hot toy. And again, I know it's going to be a while before these are available. I know they're up for pre-order now, right?
They are up for pre-order. Baron Zemo is a brand new reveal for this for the Hot Toy Summer Showcase. We are showing him to you right here, right now. But the Winter Soldier and Captain America are available for pre-order right now. And yes, you noted that dynamic figure stand with the Red Wing attachment. You can get some really nice dynamic flight poses going on. Of course, he's got the shield and that really well-sculpted portrait with the kind of neck gaiter version and the goggles, just really incorporating that comic book look and the signature aspects of Sam Wilson's costume into that amazing new suit. And those wings do have some articulation to them. So yeah, your shelf space may vary, but you guys can get some amazing flight poses and action poses with this piece in your collection.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's behind in the corner, why I can't get to it, because I would be taking it home with me and no one would be able to stop me. But yeah, that is so fun. Again, like you said, Baron Zemo down here is a reveal for the first time. I love this character and I love this hot toy. The fact that they got that jacket down. Everybody that watched that show, first of all, loved his costume. They were able to, debut the hood or the mask for the very first time.
Yeah, that iconic mask and the return of a character that a lot of people were wondering if he would ever take on this appearance. Look at that beautiful faux fur plush hood going on there. I can tell that some people, I just know it in my heart, some people are dancing with excitement, doing the Zemo dance at seeing this piece. Each of these characters also has their own specialized figure stand with the television logo on it and, of course, their nameplate. And this one is an exceptional work of that high-end costuming because Baron Zemo would dress himself in nothing less.
Yeah, and you would hope that people would pose this particular character in that iconic dance that you saw in the TV show. But yeah, I mean,
Hey,
again,
he's articulated enough. So yes, you can recreate the Zemo dance. We do have him here in a nice neutral pose, though, showing off one of his accessories that he will come with. Again, as a new reveal, Hot Toys has not revealed all the pieces that he will come with, but fans can expect swap out hands and accessories to really recreate different scenes and looks from the series.
And moving on over, to Bucky, aka the Winter Soldier. They did such a good job. This is the short hair version. We've seen Bucky and Winter Soldier figures in the past with long hair, obviously different arms. The White Wolf, if you want to call it that, from Infinity War. But I mean, this is one of my favorite, if not the favorite, of all of those, just because they did such a good job with the jacket, obviously the cool with the arm. I mean,
that really sleek Wakandan technology that we do get to see now influencing multiple characters' costumes and really creating a new wave of technology in the cinematic universe, where the first kind of age of the Infinity Saga was dominated by a lot of Stark tech. We're getting to see the beauty and the vibrancy of Wakanda as well. And yeah, they did such a great job with that jacket. I love the collar and the close cropped hairstyle. And then he does, of course, have his own specialized figure stand. And you guys are seeing the pedestal source displays with the lights focusing on these pieces. Just really, really nice. And I like that they each have their own kind of space here to be showcased. Now, next up, we've got an entire world of video games for you. We're taking it to the Spider-Verse of Marvel games. We've got pieces both from Marvel's Spider-Man and Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. Let's start with that brand new reveal. Up in the front here, we've got the Purple Rain suit from Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, and without getting ahead of myself, this won't be the last time you hear the phrase Purple Rain in today's booth tour. We'll let you sit on that for a second. But this is an amazing new reveal from the Miles Morales video game, based, of course, on his suit that is inspired by the Prowler, one of his own signature villains, of course, related to. This piece will come with light-up LED eyes to get that really nice green effect in the goggles. And you guys can see he's got the more claw-like hands and a really cool kind of swipe effect mounted on his wrist right now. Now, one of the things that you'll see with all of these pieces, so I won't mention it for each individual Spider-Man, but all of them do come, again, with that dynamic figure stand, so you can support the character in airborne poses, web-swinging poses. Most of these pieces, if not every single one, come with multiple pieces of web accessory, so you can get a lot of those dynamic action shots and not worry about having to rest your figure on the ground. You just got to balance it in that dynamic cradle that is very sturdy and great for supporting those poses. These characters are amazing. I mean, I haven't unlocked every single suit in the Miles Morales game, full disclosure. I'm working on it. But just amazing. And check out the treads on that shoe. These Spider-Man pieces have such great costume details all the way down to the bottoms of their feet. And Terry and Guy will eventually have a lot of fun with that on Unsealed and Revealed in their Tread Watch, because there's lots of Spider-Man shoes to check out. I'm
a huge fan of this game. Both games in particular, but this one more so. Obviously, it was Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales' debut on PlayStation 5. These costumes that you were able to unlock, I mean, these were two of my personal favorites, both 2020 suit, which we'll get into in a moment, and this Purple Rain suit. And Hot Toys, again, doing a fantastic job of representing them in full fashion here. The fact of the matter is that you have so much detail in both costumes, like Amy said, with the tread, with the claws. I mean, again, the problem, and I don't even know if this is a problem, is once you collect one, you want to collect them all. Just like in the video game, once you unlock some suits, you want to unlock them all.
Collectors, video gamers are absolute completionists, so it is a challenge, but it's a good problem to have. And now you did mention that 2020 suit. Well, that is the other Miles Morales piece we have on feature here, so let's take a look at that. What you guys are seeing is actually the LED light up function on this suit. I'm expecting, it feels digitized. It feels like he's gonna blink and breathe, but you're seeing this incredible LED effect. And the piece will have swap out eye lenses to really capture that technological look that the 2020 suit embodies. Again, with a really nice tailored costume on top, that really cool jacket, which I want a one-to-one version of that, so if they want to make a prop replica of that, I wouldn't
I'm sure
complain.
You could find that somewhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just going to say, this was one of my favorite suits in the video game. Not because of all of the fun, like, little, attributes that the character had, but just it looks cool, right? I mean, it just looks really rad.
And it was so distinct from anything that Peter Parker had in his own title. And so we've even got that little music player, and you can see that integrated into the suit are little headphones that do have even textual details that say, I think they say miles on the side of them to kind of like emulate, just capture all of those little tiny details. Now the 2020 suit is available for pre-order on our website right now. Purple Rain will be coming soon. You can go to sideshow.com/coming soon and RSVP to be notified. Now, in addition, we've got a plethora of Peter Parker pieces. That is a tongue twister. We're going to start on this side while we're over here. We've got two pieces that are in stock, the Spider-Man 2099 black suit and the Spider Armor Mark IV. Now the 2099 was the Comic-Con exclusive or Toy Fair exclusive for last year. That is in stock on our website right now, so if you want to snag that for yourself, you can. One of my favorite details about that is, of course, it's Peter Parker wearing Miguel O'Hara's suit, but they've recreated tons of the great details because Miguel O'Hara has additional spider DNA inside of him. He's got those like taloned fingers, and so they've recreated that detail in the hand sculpt for these pieces, and you've got that really sleek raised red spider symbol that's a little bit more metallic than you see in some of the other suits. He's got those kind of claws on his arms, just really great. And you can see the web shooter accessory in action right there. Doesn't physically shoot, but you can, of course, pose it like that. And so if you are interested in bringing him home, you can do that. It's in stock on our website. And then the Spider Armor Mark IV has a really nice metallic sheen to it, very unique. All of these pieces that have eye lenses, kind of different with the Spider-Man 2099 didn't necessarily have the swap out lenses, but the Spider Armor does have those swap out lenses to capture different expressions. And while I don't believe we have it right now, we may or may not have the ability to show. This does have an LED luminous reflective effect. You guys can sort of see some of the, he's got like a little bit of a glow to him here, but you can really see under a specialized light kind of holographic honeycomb patterns across his armor to really recreate the HUD feel of Spider-Man's kind of technical suits. And this is one of his like most invincible suits in the game, though truly not invincible. You know, you still got to play through the difficulty, but I'm not ashamed to admit I played it on friendly neighborhood mode. So up next, we've got the Iron Spider Armor, who is also in stock on our website, I believe, or coming very soon in the pre-orders. This is the Iron Spider Armor based on Marvel Comics Civil War, so this is the three-pronged version as opposed to the four-pronged version you see in the cinematic universe. Again, just capturing that really cool technological armored look to the suit while maintaining posability and articulation.
I'm a big fan of the next one, which is the Doc Ock suit, or the Anti-Ock suit, excuse me, just because, again, it encapsulates what we saw in the video game, but it comes with such a cool stand that it has the Doc Ock arm, so it seems like he's in mid-battle. That, you know, not to spoil it for anybody, but he is one of many bosses that you fight at the very, very end. And you know, recreating those scenes, especially from the video games, whether you're putting it on display in a cabinet or on display with all these other wonderful Spider-Man hot toys, it is a fun, just kind of separates it from the rest of the pack, you know what I mean? Just by having those Doc Ock arms on the base.
Those are additional elements that you can take into consideration when posing these pieces, and each of these characters is so unique. Their suit functions are completely different, so you really have an opportunity to tell different stories, even though these are multiple versions of the same character. So if you are a collector completionist, you can check those out, and you have lots of storytelling options. Now, I do also want to point out, we've got the Advanced suit and the Scarlet Spider suit in our display. These pieces are sold out, but we wanted to show, I know, I'm sorry, that's the nature of a limited edition collectible. So if you see something that you like, it is pre-ordering or in stock, grab it because it won't be around forever. But if you do have these pieces in your collection, this is just a look at what you could have if you have the full assembly of Peter Parker's suits. Now, I do want to call attention to our new guy up front joining the roster. We've got the Cyborg Spider-Man suit here, based, of course, in some designs from the comics, but also the really unique look that it took on in the video game. This is a lot of fun. He will have an LED light-up eye function. I can't tell if that's just the glow from the studio or it's on right now. I think it's just the lights we're picking up in here. But that eye will function, and you will be able to swap out the alternate lenses as well. You've got a highly detailed mechanical styled arm mixed in with the spider suit, which has tons of unique detailing of being torn and stitched together. So if you guys are seeing those elements, that is all a part of the recreation of the design that is done so well. It almost looks so delicately like maybe Peter Parker used his own spider thread to restitch elements of this costume. And you can see that he does come with those web strands. And I love the different ways that these come with the like kind of roped up and bunched in the hand, or the where we've got with
the different
Scarlet
webbings,
Spider suit. Yeah, because those all play into how you pose your piece, the different tension on the web line. Just really great opportunities to flex your posing skills. I mean, it is something that you kind of have to learn how to do. Read the body language of the figure, work with the fabric of the suit, and Hot Toys pieces are the perfect pieces to kind of test your skills and hone your posing ability.
Look, I'm an unofficial strike-a-pose champion. I still have, you know, some beef with Terry, but that's beside the point. The point is that, again, Hot Toys, known for their accessories when it comes to their figures, you have tons of options when it comes to posing, and the sky is literally the limit when you decide on what kind of pose that you want to do with these. I mean, again, Spider-Punk is a perfect example. I have this one at home. It comes with a guitar. It comes with all kinds of fun stuff, all the different webbings, the different eyes, the
even
different
a spider
hands.
drone.
Yeah, a spider drone. So again, you can literally think of anything to pose your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, your Peter Parker Spider-Man, obviously your Miles Morales Spider-Man. The sky is literally the limit.
You know, you mentioned Strike-a-Pose. I happened to be on the Strike-a-Pose episode for the punk suit Spider-Man, and I lost by half a point. But this is not the time to settle old beefs for Strike-a-Pose. But I actually ended up posing the figure upside down, and that taught me a lot of because you can do that. I mean, we have all these Spider-Men upright, but you can even pose the pieces upside down, which brings a whole new level of gravity and dimension to it, and those dynamic figure stands completely support that pose. Now, I did want to, just before we leave the cyborg suit Spider-Man, he is one of our summer convention exclusive items they debuted it for the Toy Fair exclusives, so he is on pre-order for our website right now, so you can check that out at sideshow.com. Check out the Hot Toys manufacturer page, or you can check out cyborg suit Spider-Man. There are just so many of these to have in your collection, and if you've got a bunch of them, we would love to see you guys submit your photos. You can go to side.show/how-to-share. As I'm saying, we've got all these big collections. You can share your photos direct to our website or on social media, and we love to feature those both on our live shows and on our blog. So if you've got some of these guys in your collection, maybe thinking about how other pieces are going to fit in, we want to see how you've got those set up. Next up, you guys have seen the 6 scales. This is a quarter scale from Hot Toys. Just take a look. This is the quarter scale Iron Man. This is the Mark 42 from Hot Toys. This is a quarter scale, about 20 inches tall, and it has just as much detail, articulation, and posability as a 6 scale piece.
This is just an avenue that I promise myself I can't go down, but when you look at it in person, you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll just dabble a little bit. Maybe I'll just buy one, which is never the case. Once you buy one, you got to go and buy them all. But this is such a cool piece. I mean, the detail in this and the posability and the stand, of course. I mean, once you see this in person, or what if you maybe decide you're going to get one, and you're going to want every single quarter scale that comes out afterwards, just because of the detail and the size. I mean, it's so impressive.
Yeah, and it has such an awesome base. We've got that kind of arc reactor. We've got the gantry arms, and of course the specialized figure nameplate stand from Iron Man 3. And there are light up elements in this, of course, with the repulsors, with the arc reactor, and the eyes. And this piece does also come with a likeness portrait of Robert Downey Jr. You guys can see, I love when we get to see the internal mechanisms of the Iron Man piece, so you can kind of see how all of it fits together. And those are things you take into consideration while you are posing. And one of the things we haven't called out today, because most of our characters have been pretty clean cut, but we've got a lot of really great battle damage on this piece.
I was just about to say, yeah, it looks like there's some sort of...
There's like burn marks, there's scratches, just some really great weathering details throughout this, because these suits see a lot of action, so you can really get those action poses in, having known that your figure has been through a battle, and you can recreate the superhero landing or the action pose, the shooting the repulsors. You can do any number of things with these posable figures, and you've got so many flaps in the armor. You guys can see so many of those are open right now, again exposing additional mechanism. Those really nice red and gold glossy panels all throughout this piece. It's just a marvel, literally.
I see what you did there.
And that they can create this scale of a piece and maintain the posability and the flexibility and just the presence of these pieces. Now this is on our website. You can pre-order him, I believe. And I like that there's also that clear figure stand, because where the other characters have kind of a black figure stand, this is a nice clear piece. So it really does give the impression of a statue with that clear kind of see-through element to it.
But fun fact, it's not. It's not. It's so articulated. You could pose it any way you'd like.
Yep. Now, we do have a whole hall of armor going on over here. We've got a bunch of other Iron Man suits and one rescue suit, but we'll get to that in a moment. We've got the Neon Tech Iron Man Mark 3, or not Mark 3. This is the fourth Neon Tech. That's right, fourth Neon Tech Iron Man. We had a War Machine, and then we had Marks 1 and 2. This is the Mark 50 armor done in Neon Tech. You guys see that's that Tony Stark nano armor. So you've got the unique shield, you've got the sword weapons in his arm, and those really great kind of extended repulsors on his back. I'm not sure the technical term for the Tony Stark suit armor, but those kind of additional nano boosters. I think that would be the technical term.
I'm a huge fan of the Neon Tech, just because it's just so out there, and you just I like a different or a variant of the costumes. You know, the fact that they light up. You know, you have a fun black light. You can really get those colors to pop, but it's just completely different, and that's totally fine. That's okay, and that's what makes them kind of one of a kind in the sense that they're not. You know, they didn't appear in a movie, and you know, from the best of my knowledge, I don't remember them ever appearing in a comic book. So it's just kind of fun to see what could have been, or a what if you will, if you know this Neon Tech was around, and what they would look like, whether it's Iron Man 2 or War Machine, or you know the Avengers Endgame Iron Man Mark 50. It's just really fun to just kind of see, like, oh, what if this is a fun Neon Tech version of these suits?
Yes, because the artists at Hot Toys have identified this. I mean, we talked about the collectability and that you can't just get one. I mean, that's why Tony Stark made, what, 85 armors, I think, by the end of the Infinity Saga. So that is just, there's a highly collectible element, but there's also that room for exploration, adaptation, making a Hulkbuster, making something that can go into space, making the nanosuit technology. So why not reinterpret the Iron Man armor? It is a canvas for this type of art. They've also done that incredible holographic Mark IV that we saw at the show last year, and now we've taken it towards the end of the Infinity Saga with the nano style armor. You guys can see that it has the orange veins running throughout, and those don't just look good on your shelf, but they do have a luminous reflective quality, as Joshy G mentioned. And this piece also integrates some gunmetal grays, whereas the other Neon Tech pieces are mostly black with that really nice gloss. We've got some matte silvers throughout this. You guys can see that especially kind of around the chest. We've also got some like semi-translucent area around the chest, but you've got some nice grays mixed in there that'll look really cool on your shelf. And this one does come with a dynamic figure stand, so you can get a lot of those airborne poses as well. Now, I believe this is also one of our summer convention exclusives. If you're not already registered for Sideshow Con, you can go to side.show/con, register for free. You get $5 in rewards instantly. There's other rewards opportunities, exclusive giveaways, and it gets you priority access to the exclusive items each day. So you'll want to be able to register so you can pre-order if you're very interested in getting any of the convention exclusives that go up each day. That is that priority access in the mornings to really make sure that you got your wallet ready, you got the cart open, and go for it. So then in the back we also have the Neon Tech War Machine, sporting the similar orange stripes as our new Neon Tech Iron Man. Now this is in stock on our website. There are die cast elements to this. It is a nice hefty piece. And again, if you're completing your Hall of Armors, you're definitely going to want to bring home the Neon Tech War Machine. And then we also have the Neon Tech, I believe that is our 2.0, with the yellow stripes as well. Just they look so good together, and it is such a unique addition to any armory collection. Now, we're talking about Infinity Saga, we're talking about the end of the kind of first 10 years of the MCU. We've got some endgame pieces, a whole battlefield's worth here, and they look so good together. We've got Captain America, we've got the battle-damaged Thanos, we've got Thor, we've got Iron Man, and we've got rescue. Joshy G, where do we want to start?
I would love to start at Battle Damage Thanos. I am a huge fan, obviously, of villains, as I mentioned before, but this Battle Damage Thanos is so cool. I think there's two, right? There's just a plain, regular armored Thanos, and then there's Battle Damage Thanos, and I'm a huge fan of the Battle Damage Thanos just because this is the Thanos you see at the end of Endgame where, he's gone through the gauntlet, pun intended, of Thor and Cap and Iron Man. He's able to grab the nano gauntlet. He thinks that he's got this bad boy in the bag. And then, of course, spoiler alert, Iron Man spoils the party. But I mean, this is just such a fun piece, like we've mentioned before, with all of our battle damaged Hot Toys. You see the scars, you see the blood, you see the battle damage on the armor, the scuffs, all of the different marks.
My favorite is specifically along the chest plate. He's got that kind of iridescence that comes from a hot burn. I know he went toe-to-toe with Captain Marvel as well, and so he's got those unique kind of blues and reds mixed in with that gold.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure what the technical term, but that really hot kind of chromatic burn element on him. And yeah, the blood and the bruises. And as you mentioned, Tony Stark has to, spoil Thanos' party. That nano gauntlet that he has, he's got a snap posed one, and there is one with, I believe, articulated fingers. That one doesn't have any stones in it.
Yeah. And
it's empty.
That's what makes this one so cool, at least for me, that is that the stones are gone. But yeah, I mean, it's just such a fun pose, and it's such a cool figure because it's so tall and it's so big and it's so imposing. Putting it next to Thor and Cap and Iron Man, it really recreates one of the most, if not the most, impressive cinematic scenes, in my opinion, in movie history, especially in superhero comic book movie history. I mean, I just remember being in that theater, the crowd erupting when Cap got Thor's hammer, which we see here in the next piece down here, Cap with the Thor hammer in hand, Mjolnir, as well as the shield, ready to go toe-to-toe with Thanos. I mean, just such a fun part in Endgame, and now you can recreate that amazing scene at home.
And again, we see that the shield itself also has been through a lot of wear and tear from battle. So as opposed to that clean and shiny shield we saw with Sam Wilson, Captain America, this is the one in action, in the fight, fighting for their lives. And yes, we do see he has Mjolnir. You guys can also see that he has the helmeted head sculpt. There is a non-helmeted portrait with a likeness of Chris Evans, and they've just done such a fabulous job of this piece. This is available for pre-order on our website right now, and that is kind of the culmination of Captain America's all throughout the years.
I believe he also comes with a broken shield too.
I believe so as well, and you can see more product photos of that on our website. There are so many accessories that come with each and every one of these pieces. I know we've got Thor dual wielding up there. He's got his Stormbreaker and his Mjolnir with all of the lightning effects going on. Now, I'm a huge, huge Thor fan. I've loved every era and iteration of Thor in the MCU all throughout the years, but this is one of my favorite looks because of how much it feels like he's grown up. And I just love the braided beard. It feels closer to the All-Father that Thor should be. It's just such a cool piece. He's got the kind of textured, scaled arms and the armor. He does, of course, have his new physique, as we see in the end of the film, but just the armored look to him looks amazing. And with that plethora of weapons, getting to see the Stormbreaker axe and, of course, Mjolnir. There are illumination effects for the weapons as well. Just an amazing representation of Thor, and seeing all of these characters absolutely putting everything on the line and just using every tool and power at their disposal to stop Thanos and put him in the state that we see him in the battle-damaged version.
I love that you say that you're a huge Thor fanatic, but there's no one that is a bigger Thor fanatic than my mother, Katrina Gallegos. In fact, she literally just texted me. I got a message, which I'm reading only in her voice. She's like, "Joshua, make sure you take home Thor. Bring him home to me. He's my sweet little angel. I love him so much." My mom doesn't sound like that, by the way, but she is a humongous Thor fanatic. And I remember watching her reaction when Thor was, holding both Mjolnir and Stormbreaker during this portion of Endgame, and she literally was the loudest person in the theater. So again, I appreciate your fandom, Amy, but no one is going to take down Katrina Gallegos and her fandom for Thor.
She is worthy.
Yeah, she is definitely worthy.
All right. Well, we do also have a pair of Iron Man armors up here. We've got the Rescue Suit Pepper Potts, and we've got the Iron Man Mark 85, looking very shiny here. So let's start with Rescue, that beautiful blue suit. Fans were so excited to see this one also make the leap from comics to the films. This piece does come with a likeness of Pepper Potts, of Gwyneth Paltrow. There's like a removable faceplate. I love the kind of the magnetism that they have for those as well. So you can display them with the faceplate up. You guys are also seeing some of those additional nano repulsors that are attached to the figure. There's a nice kind of clear stand that gives a really great effect and gives the piece an even bigger kind of presence and wingspan. And these are very articulated. Of course, also have light up elements in the arc reactor, hand repulsors, and eyes, as are customary for Iron Man suits. And this is, again, just yet another piece of armor. Finally getting to see Pepper Potts put on a suit and just really take charge there and be part of one of those great scenes. There's so many great scenes from Endgame, but of course that one where we got to see all the ladies assembled. I hope to see a lot of them reunite in the future of the MCU. And then of course we've got Iron Man here going on. He's got that crazy kind of focus beam blaster attached to the back as well, just bringing out the biggest guns possible for this fight.
Yeah, talking about accessories, again, this particular Iron Man especially has all the accessories, and being able to recreate those scenes or create your own, interpretation of them is really fun, both as a collector and as a fan of these movies as well as these properties. So, being able to create your own stories makes you feel almost like a kid again. Yes, they are, bigger / more expensive figures that you get to play with or pose as, but that's part of the fun of being a collector and being such a humongous fan, is that you can do basically whatever you want with these.
And getting to grow alongside these characters in their comic book and cinematic appearances. Now these pieces are both, I believe Iron Man's in stock, and I believe Rescue is a pre-order currently, but you can check those out at Sideshow.com. Check out the Hot Toys manufacturer page to see not only all of those Miles Morales and Spider-Man pieces, and now these Neon Tex and Endgame pieces. Now we do have a couple more Marvel Hot Toys before we finish this segment. Again, bookending it here with the Disney Plus outing, the unforgettable, incredible WandaVision.
Yes, so many Emmy nominations. It took the world by storm. I don't think people were prepared of what was about to happen when they watched that very first episode of WandaVision. And what Hot Toys does such a good job of is encapsulating so many fun poses, or so many fun characters that you're able to pose, especially, the two title characters, Wanda the Scarlet Witch, and Vision, the stars of the show. But there were so many other characters, but these two in particular, everybody just kind of fell in love with, and that show was just amazing. I mean, so many fun moments in that show, and the fact that you get them now in Hot Toys form for you to recreate, for you to take these two characters on your own special journey. I mean, look at the Vision, just the fun things in his cape, and then of course Wanda in her Scarlet Witch costume at the end,
yes,
with the chaos magic kind of coming out of her hands. I mean, this is just such a fun figure, and I know there's so many
good colors,
too. And there's so many brand new Scarlet Witch fans and so many brand new Vision fans, and I think that's Disney Plus did such an amazing job of giving these characters so much depth and a platform to be able to tell their story in a completely different light.
Right, and then we also have the white version of the Vision, who would, I guess, technically be the Vision, but also not. I mean, it's very philosophical, we'll let you decide, but this really cool variant that is also heavily inspired by his comic book appearance from that very tortured time in their past. You can choose which version you want to recreate. You can extend the hex indefinitely and bring home, of course, the Vision that Wanda loves, or the Vision who is technically the Vision. The white Vision comes with an energy beam effect to attach to his head, and the characters come with hex-themed figure backdrops. These are
so great.
All available for pre-order on our website right now, and they have fantastic fabric costumes and lots of detailed
just
sculpt.
Look at the cape on Vision alone. I mean, it's so cool. The details on the inside of the cape, the fact that the material has like a little bit of a shine to it. So it just when the light hits it, it really, pops.
All of them also have the dynamic figure stands, lots of flying, especially in that season finale. And then Wanda will also come with the Darkhold book accessory.
Ooh,
So,
okay. All right.
Yeah, you can have her studying, preparing for her time in the multiverse of madness. But those are all available for pre-order right now, and you guys can check those out on our website. We are so stoked to have those here. And if you guys are enjoying these pieces and you want to go back to them, don't forget we've got a 1 p.m. all request booth tour tomorrow with Paul and Guy. But up next, we're going to move on from the world of Marvel, and we're going to take you guys through kind of a rapid fire of many different things. So kind of pop culture popcorn round here. We've got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We've got a number of pieces here. So first up, we've got a diorama series by Iron Studios. These are 10th scale versions of the Power Rangers, of course. You guys can see them assembled here on their unique bases. There's even a 10th scale Zordon. And there is just so much going on here, so much fun. All the action poses, and they've got their incredible helmets, their power weapons, just a lot going on here.
Oh, such a cool piece for those of you that grew up in the 90s. Big fan of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I mean, this set has everything for you, right? You got the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, you got Zordon, you have all of the classic characters in their really cool, fun poses. I mean, just look at the detail on this. I mean, I could literally spend 5 minutes, though I won't, on each and every individual character. But I mean, they just did such a fun job. And I remember as a kid, Power Rangers, that wasn't necessarily my thing, but it was my little brother's thing, and going from store to store, trying to find the Green Ranger, trying to find the White Ranger. Such a fan favorite, and now they're represented here. It's just really fun to recreate and reminisce and kind of have this nostalgic effect when you see stuff like this.
Yeah, and Iron Studios always does such a fantastic job. Most of their pieces are cast in polystone, all are hand painted, limited edition, and they look so great together. You guys definitely aren't going to want to miss this. All the recreated suit textures and details, and all of their weapons. I just love the gold accents going on here. Up next, we have some geeky tikis. And, well, we won't go over each of them individually. You can see there's the 5 original Rangers. I mean, are you a tiki guy, Josh?
I love tiki bars. I mean, who doesn't love tiki bars? And if you don't know what a tiki bar is, I would Google your local tiki bar and find it. But I collect tiki mugs. And, if you're a fan of Power Rangers, if you're a fan of tiki, well, then look no further, because, Geeky Tikis, they did a fantastic job of recreating via tiki form your favorite Power Rangers. And, what's so cool about what I find in a good tiki mug is when a tiki has different colors and different features, and with the yellow and the black Ranger, coloring in the tusks or the teeth of the saber-toothed tiger, it just adds a little bit of fun detail that you wouldn't necessarily get in just a plain old blank tiki.
Yeah, and these are really nice with the glossy paint job. These are from Beeline Creative. They are available for pre-order on our website right now. And for those of you who are wondering about the practical applications, because you can collect them and display them, but they are practical use items for your kitchen. They are top shelf dishwasher safe and microwave safe as well. And if you want to see a little bit more of Geeky Tikis in action, yesterday we did a What's Cooking at Sideshow show, and you can actually see we featured some other Geeky Tikis from Beeline Creative and other kitchenware, so you can incorporate pop culture into your daily home life with kitchen appliances and more. I cannot recommend these enough. I have their Thor and Loki set. I've got the Darth Vader. Just love these Beeline Creative
Every
tiki
time they
pieces.
come out with a new series, I'm like, no! All right, here's all my money. Here, I'm going to give it all to you now.
Yep. And then last but not least, for our Power Rangers, we've got the 3-0 White Power Ranger 6th scale figure. Now, back at MicroCon in April, if you can think all that way away, that seems like a lifetime ago, we did feature the other 3-0 6th scale Power Rangers, and now they're adding the White Ranger to their collection. You can see that he's got the Tiger Zord kind of sword going on here. He's got a detailed fabric costume with sculpted armor elements, those amazing shoulder pads. I mean, shoulder pads are always fashionable, in my opinion, but great gold paint application and nice kind of accents throughout on the boot covers, on the gauntlets. These are highly posable pieces, so you can assemble your very own Power Rangers team and have them all striking their action poses with their weapon accessories.
It's so funny because I remember people's brain melting when the Green Ranger was introduced. And then though people remember the White Ranger so much, embedded in pop culture, a bunch of friends that are professional wrestlers, they've, mirrored their gear towards the White Ranger. But when the White Ranger debuted, people's brains and minds were blown away. And in fact, a very hard toy to find in the early 90s. And now you are able to, pick up a brand new and highly posable 6 scale. Again, if you are a White Ranger fan, you are not going to want to miss this one.
Right, so that is a new release from 3.0. You can look at that. I believe it's sideshow.com/coming soon, not yet up for pre-order, but you can check that out. Check out their set as well. They do have the 5 core Rangers plus the Green Ranger as a set that you can purchase on our website, so you can check those out at sideshow.com. Next up, we're going to go from Mighty Morphin to Mighty 9. I'm going to take it over to Critical Role, which is a fan favorite. I'm the fan.
You are the fan. But
license.
I've learned so much just with these, being able to talk to you about this.
Fandom osmosis.
Exactly.
So these are our Mighty 9 statues. We've got Bo and we've got Ford. We are so excited to announce the Critical Role collaboration, which has resulted in these 2 statues. We've got the 2 Mighty 9 art prints. Very excited to have these pieces here for you guys on display. These are fully sculpted. Ford, our half-orc warlock, stands 12.25 inches tall, and then Bo, who is our human monk, is 10.75, so she's 10 3/4. These are detailed with about their level 10 gear. So if you are a fan of the Critical Role series, you guys will recognize Bo's got the bracers of defense. She's got Captain Avantika's coat. You can see the cobalt soul kind of colors and tassels that she's got going throughout, and the goggles of night, because humans in Dungeons & Dragons don't have night vision. I don't have night vision.
Who didn't know that?
But most of her teammates do, so the goggles of night help her see in the darkness. And then, of course, we've got Ford, who is pledged his sword to Uk'otoa. He's got Dueth Var, the Star Razor. That is one of the vestiges of divergence, thrown out big fancy words that all mean something in Matt Mercer's world of Exandria and Wildmount. And then he's got the Mariner's armor, you can see with some of the barnacles, very nautical theme to him. He ends up the captain of a ship at some point. It's all great fun. And then these Mighty 9 pieces each have their own kind of faux stonework base that have the Mighty 9 monogram. Both teams have their own very fancy monograms, so there's Vox Machina and the Mighty 9. Beautiful, beautiful piece. And I'll be talking a little bit later today on the Comics Hall about some of the Critical Role comics, because people are also wondering where they can get into the series beyond the podcast. So we'll introduce you to some of the comics about these guys and Vox Machina on the Comics Hall at 4 p.m. Up next, we've got a couple of designer collectible toys we want to feature real quick. We've got some Unruly Industries and Kotobukiya pieces. First up, we've got Gabrielle Fluffy Iglesias. This is the Fat and the Furious. Fat and the Fluffy, I think. I forget the official title. I'm so sorry. But this is such a fun collectible piece. This is celebrating everything that he likes to collect in a collectible form. Of course, he's got his chihuahuas. He loves vintage cars. He himself is a huge pop culture fan and collector, a sideshow collector as well. And so this is kind of every world in one.
Plus, if you've ever seen Fluffy, both either in real life or on any one of his comedy specials, that smile, not only infectious, but that's how big his smile gets. I mean, he is just such a fun, loving individual. He's also very, very funny. But yeah, what a great piece to, just to display fluffiness in all of his glory. His love for classic cars, like you mentioned, his dogs, his stand-up, and of course, just his infectious smile. What a cool guy, both in and out of his comedy specials. Just what an amazing human, and this is such a fun piece. If you are a Gabriel Fluffy fan, you want this one in your collection.
Yes, and this is the second designer collectible toy that we have created in collaboration with him. So this is a lot of fun to be able to bring that. And again, it's kind of meta, the collection of the cars and being a collectible now. So congratulations, Fluffy. You are a collectible that you can collect yourself. Also from Unruly Industries, we've got a trio of Kevin Smith pieces. This is the Kevin Smith Guru Askew by Sjogren. You guys might recognize the name Sjogren, who did our Guru del Toro Maestro of Monsters. Well, he has once again lent his talents to another filmmaking great, a little bit on the skewed side, of course. So the first up, the black and white version, is the standard edition. It's based, of course, on Buddy Christ, holding a number of things that represent the podcasting, the filmmaking, the extracurricular activities, I'll just say, and some of the icons from his films. It's so detailed, even down to the script in his hand, says Clerks by Kevin Smith, and then the bullhorn has some profanity on it, just colorful, mostly asterisks and ampersands and such, but just really celebrating the ways in which his hands have shaped modern pop culture. And now you guys are seeing also two of the two variants that we are producing of this piece. First, we've got the Readable edition. This is a semi-translucent kind of red, almost gummy-like
I see what you're doing.
version
I
of
see what you're saying.
And then the green guy up front is our dope variant. That is a grassy green flocked version as well. That may or may not have a little something to do with things that he enjoys. So I think these pieces are so much fun. I mean, I love the image of the Buddy Christ, and that black and white one has the kind of classic animation rubber hose style to it too. It's just such a fun encapsulation of Kevin Smith's.
If you're a Kevin Smith fan, obviously the black and white, doing a little callback to his first movie, Clerks. Obviously, Amy mentioned the Clerks script in his hand, but Kevin Smith has done so many fun things for pop culture, whether it's these classic comedies, writing for comic books. He's got a brand new animated series for Netflix coming out, Master of the Universe. I mean, he has his hand literally in everything, and it's fun to see that kind of represented here in these three figures.
Yes. And then finally on this podium, we've got the Rarity Bishoujo statue. This is a new limited edition piece by Kotobukiya. Bishoujo means like beautiful girl, and so these are based on the artwork of a particular artist who does a lot of pop culture characters in this style. This is a reimagining of Rarity in the kind of humanoid style, of course, with her pony version as well. She's got her cutie mark as an accessory in her hair, and those hair elements are translucent cast with glitter. Very unconventional to have her displayed, of course, alongside Kevin Smith, but this is a really fun piece. I love My Little Pony. I'm a little bit more of a Twilight Sparkle myself, but I'm also a huge fan of Kotobukiya and their 1/7 scale statues, and so this is just a beautiful, beautiful collectible. They've really nailed the colors and the sparkle, especially for a character as fabulous and generous as Rarity is, and that'll be available for pre-order on our website very soon, so you can check that out. Up next, we're going to tag in somebody special to help us out with this next podium. We are joined by Sideshow's very own Army representative, Jasmine Edwards. She's going to take us through the BTS collectible pieces. You're good, you're good.
Hi.
She's really excited.
I'm really excited to share with you the BTS deluxe statues. BTS, or Bangtan Sonyeondan, translated in English to Beyond the Scene, are a global superstars group, 7 members. We have RM, I'm gonna look at my boys, I'm so excited to see them, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. And they are seen here in their costumes from a 2018 performance of their hit song Idol, which is off of my favorite album, Love Yourself Answer, the compilation. This is my first time seeing them in person, and they're so beautiful.
Well, I just wanted to say real quick, let's just unmute you real fast because I want to make sure that everybody could hear you. Sorry, continue.
Thank you so much, Joshi, for that tag in. They are mixed media statues, and the fabric actually has metal wiring, so there's a posable element, so you can actually pose them in their dynamic dance versions of themselves. The bases are a flat black, which is like the stage that they were dancing on at the time, and they're seen here kind of in various poses from the actual performance, which you can watch online, and I really recommend that you do so. You have Jimin doing his fan dance, and we have some of the ending poses, as well as poses as they are moving into the rest of their dance movements. They're super dynamic, super beautiful, and I mean, just absolutely gorgeous representations of BTS.
And on to our live from Sideshow Con today, we did have an interview with Esther Skandunas. She did also contribute to the creation of these costumes. So if you go back and watch that feedback, you guys can see some of the creation process that she goes into. She talks about a different piece there, but you can see some of the careful consideration that goes into recreating a scaled down version of a full garment. These are incredibly detailed pieces, recreating the textures and the patterns and the varying fabrics in their robes, their pants, their shirts, and more. And it all goes to accompany those dynamic dance moves. Now, as deluxe statues, these are static figures, but again, Jasmine mentioned those wires, so you can accentuate the poses with flowing and flipping movements on the figures.
Absolutely. I mean, and their dances are so complex, and you can really just show here like how he's going up. Jimin's hand is actually behind him in this, so you can't see it, but the fingers are all posed kind of so that he's still within that dance even though it's hidden behind him. Suga is winking. I mean, J-Hope has his very iconic look towards the audience, and so does V. V is often seen interacting kind of with the fans. I think they were all captured in absolutely the best representations of themselves. If you want to go through it one more time, this is Namjoon, this is Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook.
And they've even got details of earrings and unique sneakers, and it's just such an exciting collection and officially licensed BTS products. Now, Jasmine, do you want to tell us a little bit about the logo statue as well?
I absolutely want to tell you about the logo statue. If I could come a little bit closer to it here. This is the BTS premium logo, the 7 With You edition. 7 With You being a reference to a song off of Map of the Soul 7. The song is We Are Bulletproof the Eternal, and this actually showcases 7 years of music. BTS did recently celebrate their 8th anniversary, but this logo is just encapsulating albums from Too Cool for School to Map of the Soul 7, which I just referenced. B and Butter are not included on here, but it is this gorgeous celebration of all of their music, like almost so far. They've released music quite frequently. None of the Japanese albums are on here anyway, but if I may go through, we have Too Cool for School with the army vest kind of there, the bulletproof vest. Oh, Are You Late Too is just written as text, and that is what it says, is, oh, are you late too? As if they're talking to you. And we have School Love Affair also in text. Dark and Wild in that warning sign, which is a great reference to the album Warning, that it may cause heartbreak and emotions and everything. We have Wings in these dots right here. The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, part 1 and 2, they have their little 1 and 2 to differentiate. And then we have The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever, in the little hot air balloon. I'm just making sure you can get all of those because they're so beautiful. You have
such a detailed
all of these,
piece.
yes, okay. And then we have The Bus Stop from You Never Walk Alone, Love Yourself, Her, Love Yourself, Tear, Love Yourself, Answer, my favorite album, The Heart from Map of the Soul Persona, and finally The 7 from Map of the Soul 7.
That is incredible. Thank you, Jasmine. And now I also want to point out that this is about 7 inches tall, 4 inches wide. There is an embossed kind of indentation with the BTS symbol on the front. And then on the back side, fans can't see it right here, but you can check it out in our gallery. Jasmine, you want to tell us a little bit about like the shapes that are represented here?
So this shape is actually the BTS logo. It's meant to represent doors opening up from BTS to you, towards the future, towards prosperity, and kind of a new hopeful world. And nestled in the back here that you can't see is the ARMY logo. ARMY obviously being the name of the fan base. So,
and that's the kind of inverse where it's like the inverse seeing the doors that are opening
towards them. Exactly.
So there's this version, and there is the Color of Love version, which is a purple gradient. It doesn't have the decals, but it is the purple gradient version. Those are both available for pre-order on our website right now, as well as the deluxe figures. They are sold separately, but there is a cart bonus. If you purchase all 7 in one go, you can save $70 on this entire collection. It's so beautiful, and that's why we wanted to bring you in, because you are so dedicated. I mean, knowing all of those logos, knowing the dance and the singers, it's incredible. So thank you, Jasmine. We're going to continue on with our tour, but that is direct from our biggest ARMY officiant in the office. I mean, it's great to get people who are just huge fans of these pieces. Now we're going to take you through the remainder of our booth tour. We got a couple more pieces to show you, so we hope you're hanging in there.
I mean, I saw them in concert. I could have easily gone through all of that, but I mean, that's beside the... No, I'm just kidding. She did an amazing job.
Yes, just when you get that true, real fandom. Now, I know our social media manager, Autumn, huge fan of Prince. I think she's the number one.
Keep Autumn away from this, because this will not be here by the end of the day.
She had her moment. She had her turn. but she's in the back. But this is the incredible Prince statue by PCS. This is amazing. Of course, needs no introduction, but this is the Purple Rain. I'm going to spin it gently here. Joshy, you want to kind of tell them what they're seeing as I focus?
Oh, I mean,
we're changing the lights.
We're changing the lights, but you know have Prince on this motorcycle, very iconic from the movie Purple Rain, and just the way that this is detailed and sculpted on here. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, everything from the looks like the lace gloves to his jacket with the little studs on the shoulder.
See that? The kind of gentle paint application on the hands. There's even kind of a glitter aspect to the white, the kind of ruffles in the blouse and on the sleeves there. I don't know if you're picking that up, but there's actually like flecks of glitter and almost opalescent paint there to catch a shine that really reflects well. We're seeing, again, the pedestal sourced stand and lights here, fully sculpted. So look at look at the sleeves. Look at just the folds in the sleeves recreated there.
The sleeves, the boots, the heels. I mean, it's just, everything about this is really cool. I mean, even the motorcycle, even though the motorcycle is not the
star of the show.
Star of the show, it is Prince. But I mean, again, if you just like take a look at his face. I mean, even though it is smaller than something that could be possibly bigger, they just detailed and got his face down to a T. I mean, it literally looks like a little miniature version of Prince just shrunk down and put on top of this motorcycle. I mean, that's just how cool it is.
Brand new reveal from PCS. So exciting. I love also, we've got the translucent, of course, window on the motorcycle. I'm sure that's not called a window,
windshield,
but the windshield. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The tire treads, all the way down to the mechanisms of the motorcycle itself, just fully recreated. And I love the translucent details on the kind of the lights.
Yeah, and again, the motorcycle is beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But the star of the show is Prince, and the fact that it looks just so eerily familiar.
Seeing the hair.
The hair is just great. I mean, even though it's sculpted, still they did such a great job of making sure that Prince is represented, in the proper form here on this statue. I mean, it's just awesome.
It's a revolution in design.
Oh, there you go.
It's a revolution in design. Thank you, Alan.
Super producer Alan letting us know that yes.
I'm sorry, and I have to repeat it. When Autumn walked in here for the first time, Alan also said, well, it looks like doves aren't the only thing crying here.
Oh.
Just such a beautiful piece. And hey, I did tell you we'd be seeing 2 instances of Purple Rain in the booth today. Little sneaky.
There
I'm
you
sure
go.
most people picked up on that, but super exciting. This is just amazing. And I mean, again, I know the star is Prince, but I just want to make sure we're seeing all the details. Even that asphalt, that faux asphalt top to this base. It's just a beauty of a piece, and it's so stylish, it's so sultry, it really captures everything.
You want to sing it, even though I'm sure I'll get in trouble for singing it.
Make sure we don't get the stream taken down.
Exactly, but I mean, again, this is just so rad.
Can we get those purple lights on the podium again, possibly? I want to re-emphasize. Yeah, there we go. Re-emphasize. You guys are seeing these stands here with the lights built into them. This is from Pedestal Source. They've done such a great job creating these and accentuating the pieces that we have here on display. You can go to side.show/pedestal source and use code Sideshow Con 2021 if you are interested in taking 10% off of a new purchase. Again, getting ideas for where your collectibles are going to go in the collection, how you can display them. There's brightness shaders, there's warm and cool tones, there's that color shader. We've got the purple light going on right there. And then this is a brand new reveal. You're going to want to go to sideshow.com/coming soon, RSVP to be notified when Prince goes up for pre-order. Now, if you joined us in the morning tour, you'll remember we saw 2 Infinity Studio pieces. We have one more one-to-one life-size bust replica going on here. I got a hand in my face. This is the Bruce Lee bust, one-to-one replica. This is uncanny.
This I would say is a holy shit moment, and excuse my language, but when
we get one per show.
When I saw it, that was exactly my expression. It's so crazy realistic. It's just unreal.
Yes, so as we mentioned with the other pieces, this is medical grade platinum silicone, and the hair on this figure is hand punched, and yes, that includes the eyebrows, and yes, that includes the stubble and kind of mustache we've got going on here. That is hand punched and then trimmed and shaved. The stubble is actually coming off the figure, and that's really creepy.
Yeah.
It is amazing. It's not just detailed, it's not just painted on. That is synthetic hair elements that are actually hand punched into the silicone and then trimmed and shaved to get to the appropriate length and styling. These also are ocular kind of prosthesis that really give you that lifelike eye look. Now, I know this is available for pre-order on our website right now, so you can check that out. We do also have a fully detailed one-to-one costume here on the figure. You can see the fabric and the way that it is bunched up. It is, ooh, this is soft. Sorry, this is my first time I've put hands on this. This is a very soft fabric, recreating that. And cameraman Sam, while we're here, can you focus on the hand and see if we can show them? They didn't forget the palm print and fingerprints. There's actual, I mean, it's as real as a finger looks. I mean, you can see that in there, and it is insane. Of course, you got the folds of a hand, and I'll hold up my one-to-one life-size hand beside it so you can see. I mean, look at that.
That's just unreal.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
High five. Yeah, so this is amazing. And then the base is inspired by the interior of the pagoda for Game of Death. On the back of the figure here, see if we can get him
Watch
to
your
spin.
camera
Watch
there.
the camera, watch your 6. There's also we see the dragon wrapping all the way around, excuse me. And then we've also got the symbol for Jeet Kune Do on the back, which is just so cool. We're going to clear the wall, make sure. And you can see that he has his nunchaku weapon under his, and he's got a bracelet on his wrist. I just noticed that over here. Let's spin him back around. There is so much to look at on this piece. I mean, you can see he's even got hair on the back of his neck, just detailed in there. You see there's the life-sized detailing of this costume. It's just an amazing tribute to such an incredible actor, martial artist, and more. You see that bracelet down there?
Yeah, so cool.
Perfect. Yeah. Ooh, this is just an amazing piece. And again, I know we got to take a look at that face, just absolutely uncanny, even down to the individual eyelashes. Just such a beautiful tribute to an icon of screen and of martial arts.
And that costume just so iconic in pop culture, whether it be Uma Thurman in Kill Bill. So many people have replicated that particular costume, so it's so fun to see brought to life in that one-to-one scale.
Yes, from Infinity Studio. That is available for pre-order on our website right now. So we're going to hop over here.
From father to son?
From father to son. We're taking a look at the Crow premium format figure. Now, you guys have seen this a little bit throughout the week. We featured it on today's Live from Sideshow Con with Esther Scandunas, talking about the considerations that go into creating a costume like this. You'll definitely want to check that out, especially for insights about the creative process here. But this is the Crow premium format figure by Sideshow, brand new prototype reveal. I'm even noticing that there's weathering and distress detailing on the back of the jacket here. So he has a faux leather trench coat. We've also got fabric pants and the jacket going on here. He's got an individual, this isn't sculpted on, but a tied on wedding ring around his neck. Just an incredible likeness. Of course, we've got Eric Draven, the embodiment of vengeance, stepping out from beyond the grave. We've got a trail of flame here. I love the kind of flecks of brighter orange going throughout this piece, with the crow resting on his shoulder. He's also got some sculpted aspects like the belt here in the center. Just amazing. It's just, I don't know, it's incredible. The likeness on the face is amazing. The paint job, the determination, the intensity of this piece. And there's a lot of love for the Crow, of course. In our audience, we did, Jasmine Edwards, who joined us here for the BTS pieces, she did a top 5 quotes from the Crow article. So you guys can check that out on our blog. Always got to put in a push for the blog because I help manage that. But again, to relive some of the undead action of Eric Draven taking vengeance against the thugs. Just an amazing piece.
Yeah, this costume that is on this piece is just insanely accurate and just so detailed. It's
and it
great
does have
job, everyone.
Wiring for posing, and again, Esther talks a little bit about where to leave the wiring for posing and where not to wire it in that video from earlier today. This will be available for pre-order soon on our website, so you can go to sideshow.com/coming soon, RSVP to be notified about the Crow premium format figure. Now, we've had quarter scale, we've had 1-to-1 scale, we've had 10th scale. Would you believe me if I told you that this is 1/20th scale? That is
all the scales, ladies and gentlemen.
all the scales, especially dragon scales. Now, this is the Tiamat 1/20th scale diorama by Iron Studios. And now if you guys have any of the Dungeons & Dragons animated collectibles in your collection, you'll note 1/20th is half the size of a 1/10th, and each of these characters was put out in 1/10th, so you can see them here even smaller. We've got Presto the Magician, Diana the Acrobat, Bobby the Barbarian, and Uni the Unicorn. We've got Sheila the Thief, who has a semi-translucency to her as she puts on her thief's cloak and begins to disappear. We've got Hank the Ranger and Eric the Paladin fighting Tiamat. Now, Tiamat is one of those icons of Dungeons & Dragons. I think in the 5th edition, she's on so much of the artwork. She is the 5-headed dragon goddess of evil chromatic dragons. So you see all 5 colors represented here. And you guys can see the dragons all have their breath weapons on display. Red dragons breathe fire. Blue dragons breathe electricity. Black dragons do acid, or breathe acid, I guess is a better way to say that. Green is poison, and then we've got frost breath from the white-headed dragon. So it's just a really cool piece. We've got the nice craggy base, but of course the characters, their powers, and the dragons are so colorful that they take all of the attention. And I don't know how close we can get, but Presto has 1/20th scale glasses on his face that come off of his face. That is how detailed this is. I mean, do your best to get in there, but just trust me, they're there. The 1/20th scale glasses, all of their powers in action are so much fun, and this really captures the animated energy of the Dungeons & Dragons cartoon.
I just love the characters assembled in the sense that they are taking down this gigantic dragon. I mean, even Bobby the Barbarian, right? Am I saying that
Yes,
correctly?
Bobby the Barbarian
is in action. I mean, even though very small in stature on the piece, he is not backing down, and that's what's so cool about this. Again, I mentioned this earlier today, and even today, or even this afternoon. When you look at something like this, you notice little and tiny things that you maybe didn't notice before.
The flecks of frost from the frost breath as it kind of travels from higher up the piece and ripples through the rocks, and just it's so much fun going on. Everyone's got their powers on display. Now this is available for pre-order on our website, so you can check that out. That is by Iron Studios. That is the Tiamat 1/20th scale, again, diorama. Now we're going to bring it over to one last piece to finish our tour.
Everybody's favorite Venice resident, the one and only, the dude, Mr. Lebowski.
Also El Duderino, or his dudeliness, if you're not into brevity. This is an incredible recreation, of course, of Jeffrey Lebowski as he appeared in the film. Now this is really fun because the 6-scale figure has a padded undersuit to really give him that slovenly physique. But we've got the fully recreated costume, his signature sweater. I love, love, love the different materials here. I mean, we've got the pants, we've got the kind of sweatpants going on, the white shirt.
The V-neck, yeah.
He comes with 4 different cups of White Russian.
Just in case you want to mix up the variety.
Hey, there's a beverage here.
I got to tell you, my favorite part in all of this is the clear jellies that he has on his feet. I mean, they literally did their homework to make sure that they got those jellies down to a T.
That's another one for the Tread Watch coming up very soon. I mean, I can see it now. But yeah, the meticulous stitching, the likeness, of course, and then we've got the sunglasses. He's got a bowling ball bag. There's also a number of swap out hands. So you've got the bowling hand, you've got the cup holding hands, and then there's an exclusive edition that comes with a smoking hand.
Just in case.
Just in case, you never know.
You never know.
But yeah, this is such a fun piece. We've had such a great time. We do have on our blog also the top 10 Big Lebowski quotes, and my favorite part of that is whenever we post that on social, the comments are only everybody else's favorite Big Lebowski quotes. So shout yours out in the comments right now. I'm sure everybody's already doing that. But of course, the dude is up for pre-order on our website right now. Just such a great recreation of an icon, cult classic character.
Classic, yeah. Anytime that's on TV or there's any kind of fun theater showing, you know it's going to be packed. You know people are going to be screaming their favorite lines at the screen. So again, just to see it in 6-scale form, it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and I promise you, those 4 White Russians are all different. There's varying degrees of the cup shape and the fill of the beverage. It's just such a fun little detail. So you can really pose this in some great recreations from scenes, take some great photography. This one I think is an exceptional one for, as we were talking about earlier, learning to hone your posing skills.
Yeah.
You can't really go wrong with the dude. All right, so that does it for this immense booth tour. Guys, you guys survived DC in the morning. We've got Marvel Hot Toys. We did a Dragon Attack. We've
hit
all
every
of these.
genre: music, movies,
Podcasting.
Dungeons and Dragons, martial arts, video games,
tiki
thank you.
drinks.
Tiki drinks. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Which has got a huge list of things that you want to see. You're gonna have to write down all of the fun things that you're gonna want to see on the All Request.
All Request tour tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific. Now, Josh, what was your favorite out of everything we covered today?
Oof, that is a tough one. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, look, the life-size busts are just so incredible to see up close. But I gotta
Kind of
say,
crazy knowing they're right behind us too.
Exactly. But I'm gonna say, besides BTS, I'm gonna say all the Hot Toys. Again, huge Hot Toys fan. Seeing Cap, Sam Wilson in person, I can't wait for that to be available because that is going straight into my collection. What about you? What was your favorite?
It's a two-way tie between two things from the same genre. I love the Critical Role pieces. This was my first time getting to see them in person, and I just recently finished the campaign, like listening to the Mighty Nine campaign. I love them so much, and I can't wait to start building that team. And then also, of course, that Tiamat, because that is just so much fun. And if my Dungeons and Dragons players are watching, I've got some ideas for the end of our campaign. So just there's so much great stuff to see. And again, to remind you guys, the booth is staying the same tomorrow because that is when we've got the All Request tour. So if there's anything you want to visit again, any of the DC pieces from earlier today, any of the Hot Toys that you want Paul and Guy to take a closer look at, that is at 1 p.m. Pacific. And then we will be back on Friday. I'll be back on Friday. Totally new booth layout again. So we're very excited to have that here for you guys. Now, we're not even done for the day. Later today, 4 p.m. Pacific, catch me and Paul Hernandez on the Comics Hall. We'll be bringing you guys some comics reading recommendations ahead of our favorite movie or most anticipated movie and television releases for the rest of this year. And then at 5 p.m. we've got That Sideshow Show, which is our wrap-up that Chris Parada has described as, when you're hungry, you're stumbling out of the convention hall, you're a little bit loopy, you need some water, you need some food. That is the energy of that show where we kind of attempt to re-encapsulate everything that happened today, but you never know what else is going to happen.
Yeah, there was so much that happened, just not today, just in our little booth tour, so.
And this was only day 3 of Sideshow Con. For those of you who are skeptical, we are going all the way till Sunday. There are 7 full days of Sideshow Con, all the way from July 19th to July 25th. So seriously, keep tuning in. Lots of stuff to show you. We aren't even halfway done yet.
Well, thank you, Amy, for having me. It was so much fun to be a part of day 3.
Thank you so much for joining me.
I cannot wait to see what is going to be coming up next.
All right. So we'll toss it back to our team. We got one more note.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I possibly forget about the one and only show, my show, Get Super with
one
Joshy.
and only.
The one and only Get Super with Joshy G. I have some really, really, really fun guests. I know if you're into fitness, if you're into pop culture, if you're into actors, if you're into professional wrestlers, if you're into stunt people, we have literally everything for you. That is going to be debuting our brand new season on Friday. And awesome. I don't want to, I kind of want to. I know I'll probably get in trouble.
Is there anything you're at license to disclose?
No, there isn't. But there are some really, really, really fun guests. You should definitely check it out. It's going to be airing on Friday, at least episode 1 of our brand new season. So get ready to get in shape and to have a lot of fun.
I'll make sure to catch that in between booth tours.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for sticking with us. Remember, we still got a couple more things through the rest of the day. Head on over to the Facebook group also, see what giveaways and craziness are going on, because I'm sure they've got some challenges laid down for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, don't forget to let your geek side show.